sexy.
Kindness is sexy.
Yes. Kindness is sexy.
Kindness is sexy.
Hi, it's Mary Ellen O'Neill Madeley with KIS, Kindness is Sexy. And today, we're here with Stephen Elliott. You started this how long ago?
I've been doing it a few years in Barrie, and now I'm just doing more in Toronto now.
And what is this? This is something where you go out and you help feed people in the community just for the sake of helping people. And tell me how it started.
Well, I had going through a lot of emotional time, and I was at Tim Hortons, right? Like, this is where I started really doing it. Just filling out some stuff, and I saw a guy outside, and like he was really needing help. So everybody was ignoring him. So I bought him like a lunch, coffee, and sandwich and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And he was so grateful. And that smile and that gratitude, it made me feel really good.
Aww.
And for a second there, I forgot about my own issues and problems. But then that night, I probably handed out about $100 worth of coffee, just walking around, people on the street, do you need something, do you need coffee? And I just started handing it out. And ever since then, I've been doing it about 2 or 3 times a week. Let's just say helping people helps yourself.
Absolutely. I've said that for such a long time that when it comes to helping others, it helps you far more than anything that you do for the other person. And when I saw online, you had posted something that had to do with feeding the homeless, and that was the first thing that hit me because, of course, homelessness is something that's really dear to my heart. What is it that you find in this town? What's the difference between this town and Toronto, and why do you switch back and forth?
I find like in Barrie, there is a lot of help. It's a smaller community, so Barrie residents give a lot more to their community. I've noticed there's a few restaurants and places downtown that do give food.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But I find now Toronto with the shelter, there's so many problems, there's so many homeless in Toronto, and the shelters are now being filled. A lot of people aren't getting help.
Right.
A lot of people are just being thrown out to the streets with nothing. Like the past few weeks, I've been out giving coffee and feeding people in like minus 15 degrees, and there's no help for them. They're sitting on the streets with the little cups for money, and it's like if there was anywhere for these people to go, they would go. And it's way too cold to be outside by choice.
And people really do walk right by these people.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it myself. Many of the times that I've been downtown has been with my children, and they're the ones who give their money and put it into the little cup. But you can't put it into everybody's cup.
No.
Because there are so many. I can't even tell you how many people. But Barrie, what are you finding here in Barrie with regard to how many and where are they usually?
Barrie, well, obviously it's the downtown core. I find a lot of them, but I find a lot of people are starting to spear out to the suburbs. Like I was at Yonge Street, and I'm finding there's more and more people looking for help in the suburb areas.
Wow.
And I guess because there is more help out there, but downtown there's a lot going on.
Right.
And Barrie, like I'm not saying Barrie doesn't have a homeless issue. We have a big homeless issue. But I'm glad Barrie's more of a community, and we help people a lot more, I find, in Barrie than anywhere else.
And I think that's a huge credit to Barrie itself, is the people here are willing to help.
Yeah.
And it could be just a one-time help or often helping. But we appreciate people like you who, whether it's here, Barrie, or Toronto, it doesn't matter where it is, the fact that you're in a community and you're doing something without recognition. I just happened to see something that you had posted.
You know what? I didn't want to post about it, but I felt so good about it, and I was excited, and I talked about it online. And I've had a few people message me, oh, you shouldn't brag about it. And you know what? I thought they were right, and I was going to delete the post, but then people are starting to donate. And I had messages of people saying that they watched my stuff on Facebook, and they started doing it themselves, and people are now donating Timmy's cards to me and money to go do it. It's not selfish to talk about it online if you're encouraging people.
And that was something I was going to say to you. As soon as you said I wasn't going to because I didn't want to brag, it's not about bragging. People often do things when they see others doing it. It may not be because they're lazy and they don't want to do it. It could just be that they didn't think of it, and all of a sudden they see someone post something and they think, oh my gosh, I just saw somebody, sitting by themselves doing whatever. and I should have just stopped and helped. And the next time they see that, they do stop and help. So what you're doing when you post something nice that you've done is you're letting people know that there is a need and that you've taken an initiative to actually help with that need. And that will encourage others to do the same. So kudos to you.
It has. You'd be surprised of how many people help others but won't talk about it. Some of the most quietest people that don't talk about their lives are usually the most giving.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes you got to let your story out. Like, I suffer a lot of mental health issues. And like I said, I was going through some stuff where I had to get help.
Right.
And I found out it was a medical issue. And when I fixed it, I was excited about it, right? And I got help. I feel a lot better now. And people, when I tell my story, it encouraged people. I had 2 people that went to see the doctor because of it.
Well, and see, that's huge. It's the same thing as
Yep.
helping, just helping by giving someone a coffee or something. It's all the same. No matter how you look at it, you're going through something. You don't know how many other people are going through that too.
Or even worse.
Exactly. Mental health is a huge issue
Yep.
because people don't understand what they have and they don't want to take the time to help them. And I see so many people that even working in one of the offices that I worked in, there were people with issues and people would just walk away from them instead of sitting down for a minute and just, sometimes it's just a matter of sitting down and having a conversation so the person
And I do that
feels,
as well, yeah.
yeah, because they feel like they're being seen instead of invisible.
Like some of the people have gotten to know who I am. And I had a few come up to me and said that, like, when I gave coffee, their biggest moment of it was they rolled up the rim and actually won more free stuff,
that's
more coffee.
awesome.
And that was really cool. I had one girl I gave a coffee to, right? And 15 minutes later, she ran down the street to tap me on the shoulder. And she's like, I won a coffee. I got 2 coffees. And she was so happy and she was so genuine about it. And I find people today are not as genuine as they should be, but people in need are.
Yes.
And
That's so
it can
true.
make your day just helping someone and putting a smile on their face.
Yeah.
And also with mental health, a lot of people on the street are on the street because of their mental health issues, or they can't work because of certain issues and all that.
That's right.
And it's when you have a mental health problem, it's a lot harder to get through life.
Yeah.
And that's what I really find. Like, I struggle a lot too. And like running a business with mental health issues is a nightmare sometimes.
Yeah.
So I can feel these guys that are on the street.
And you're a photographer.
Yeah.
So there are
So
things.
it's doubles hard.
Yeah, because you have to be out there talking to people, promoting your business, letting people know, I do this and I'd love to do your wedding or whatever. And, it's hard no
Yep.
matter how you look at it. You've got to make yourself get up in the morning. If you're struggling with that during
Yep.
the day, it is what it is, but you got to do it.
And I think a lot of people, mental health, sooner or later break and they fall into themselves and then they lose everything
Right.
from it. If you are suffering mental health, get help before it's too late.
Oh, I totally agree. If you're just thinking, I'm not really feeling right, maybe I'm wrong, just go in somewhere and talk to somebody. There
Yeah.
are so many clinics in Barrie that people can go to, no matter what city you're in. There is some place to go. So if you don't know, find somebody who does. And if you're out there and you're somebody who's thinking, what can I do? If you see somebody that's sitting by themselves or somebody that looks homeless, take 5 minutes. Just sit down and say hi.
And you're personally helping them. Like,
Yeah.
I give a lot to charities too, but charities are giving the money to a third party.
Yep.
So you don't see the benefit of your money through a charity as much as you would helping someone individually.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not in any group or anything. I like to just go out and do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably do it again tonight. I just like to buy coffees and bagels, actually, or McDonald's.
Yeah.
And I just go out and give.
Yeah, and it's not about, you don't have to spend tons of money.
No.
You can do it, a couple of times if that's all you can afford right now. Or
$30 you can get baby burgers or something at McDonald's and feed a
Yeah.
bunch of people. Even a baby burger can go a long way.
Absolutely. Especially when you've had nothing. I just want to say thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Stephen, for taking the time. And I really appreciate it. This is all about, as I always say, it's all about being kind to others. And kindness is sexy. And let's keep it going. Have a great day, everyone.
See ya.
Kindness is sexy.
Kindness is sexy.
Kiss.